Welcome to the Know, I'm John, and this is your Friday News Roundup. Microsoft's Xbox One X launches next week, and now the reviews for the console are dropping just ahead of the release since very few outlets do number scores when it comes to hardware. It's a bit trickier to quantify everyone's most pressing question of whether or not the Xbox One X is worth it, but so far it seems like the answer is, it depends. Engadget wrote, the Xbox One X offers some major performance upgrades that gamers will notice. It's exactly what the company promised, the fastest gaming console ever made, and others couldn't believe some of the visual upgrades. IGN wrote, it's hard to believe Microsoft's exclusives like Gears of War 4 can look so good and run so smoothly on a box that costs less than half of what you pay for a high-end gaming PC. However, many reviewers found it hard to recommend if you don't have a 4K HDR TV, or if you already have a PS4 Pro or Xbox One S. Ars Technica said, buy it if you're itching for select Xbox One games in 4K, otherwise look to cheaper console competition or a more versatile gaming PC. We already know the Xbox One X can already do loads of cool new stuff like render games at 4K, play UHD Blu-rays, and improve the visual fidelity of your games in 1080p, but apparently it's about to get a brand new feature in the form of 1440p monitor support. That tidbit was revealed on Twitter by Microsoft's Kevin Gamble, who said that in the not so distant future, the Xbox One X will receive an update to render natively at 1440p rather than rendering at 1080p and downscaling. That's definitely good news for PC gamers with high-end 1440 monitors, as the PS4 Pro only renders at either 1080p or 4K. So it's not something that will ultimately affect a lot of users, but a pretty cool feature for those who want it. It's still financial results season, and now Activision is getting in on the humble brag party. This week, the company revealed some of their Q3 earnings to investors, and of course, the biggest story they had to tell was about the success of Destiny 2. According to Activision, Destiny 2 is well ahead of the first game in terms of engagement, the game's expansion attach rate, the time players spend in the game, and the money they've spent in the game as well. They didn't mention that its sales were necessarily better, but they did reveal that the game moved more than 50% of its copies digitally, which was a record for any Activision game. Still no word on just how the PC launch did last month, but we can only guess it's going about as well as the console counterparts. I know I'm playing it, it's fun. It looks like the Nintendo Switch is having even more third-party problems when it comes to file size. The latest entry in the ongoing saga is none other than the last gen's LA Noire, which clocks in at a baffling 29 gigabytes of required disk space. Considering the Switch's internal storage is only 32 gigabytes and 6 gigabytes can't be used, that means we've got another title that'll require a micro SD card if you want to download it. Physically, the game still eats up about 14 gigabytes of space, leaving some fans wondering why Take-Two didn't use higher capacity cartridges. And the short answer to that is probably money. Yeah, so it looks like that Switch tax is going to continue to be a thing. Rumors that Rocksteady is tackling Superman following the conclusion of their Arkham series have been going around for years, and now they're resurfacing all over again. The latest rumors this week claim that next week's Game Informer cover will in fact be the reveal of Rocksteady's long-awaited Superman title. Of course, one big caveat here is that rumors do come from 4chan, but before you write them off, 4chan has been the source of some pretty on-point rumors in the past. Earlier this year, the Nintendo Switch set list ahead of the reveal event dropped on 4chan hours before the show, and a ton of Final Fantasy 15 leaks came from there last year as well. According to the poster, the scale and the ambition of the game are massive. You all will be blown away by the details. Can't wait to see your reaction, lads. Either way, it looks like we'll all know as soon as next week whether or not it's real, but let's hope it is, and let's hope it's better than Superman 64. What if you made a PC game without mouse support? Great idea. Well, that's what the good folks at Team Ninja did with Neo Complete Edition, which releases in a few days on PC. And according to some YouTubers and streamers, there's only keyboard support for the game, no mouse at all, which seems like a bit of an oversight, but hey, that's just our opinion. You might remember that the third-person action RPG released in February for the PlayStation 4 did some pretty good reviews, and while PC ports of console games are sometimes known for having issues, this feels like a pretty major one they forgot a part. If you're still interested, Neo Complete Edition is out on Steam November 7th. Can it really be a complete edition without mouse support? Honestly, can it? BlizzCon weekend starts today. Woo! And we've been promised some announcements. But about what? Blizzard CEO Mike Morhaime said during a recent earnings call that there will be a number of different announcements at the event. He didn't give any more details though, saying people have to tune in to find out. One poster on the Reset Era forums might have given us a clue though, noting that Blizzard recently filed for a trademark in New Zealand for an application called Battle for Azeroth. So who knows, it could be nothing or it could be something. Regardless, the event runs today and tomorrow and you can bet we'll be keeping an eye on it for you. J.J. Abrams is currently developing the screenplay for Star Wars Episode 9, so naturally, the folks at Lucasfilm have been thinking about what's next after this trilogy concludes, because it has to go on forever, because they spent a lot of money on it. What happens to Rey, Finn, Poe, and BB-8 following the events of this current trilogy? Lots, according to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, who said these characters will be at the center of the next 10 years of Star Wars during an appearance on the Star Wars show. Yep, the next 10 years of Star Wars. Buckle in, everybody, Star Wars forever. Does that mean these characters make it out of this current trilogy unscathed? Not necessarily. Kennedy didn't mention if these would be part of the current saga films or the Star Wars story spin-offs, so anything can still happen. But if you kill Rey, I will stop watching your movies. Just letting you know. CBS is looking to get Out's Jordan Peele to keep subscribers on CBS All Access. The comedian turned genre director will produce a revival of The Twilight Zone for the network's streaming video on-demand platform. The Hollywood Reporter says that Peele will team with Daredevil's Marco Ramirez, who will co-produce and serve as showrunner on this reboot of one of the most popular TV shows of all time. The Twilight Zone inspired current favorites like Black Mirror with its smartly written jet black morality tales and iconic twist endings. Get Out itself felt like it could have been a classic Twilight Zone episode, so this feels like a good fit, and if done right, could be another jewel in the crown of CBS's new subscription channel. It's hard to believe after all this time, but researchers have found something new inside one of the Egyptian pyramids. And it's not Brendan Fraser's career. Using a technique similar to an X-ray, scientists have discovered an empty cavity inside the Great Pyramid at Giza that nobody previously knew existed. Well, at least nobody in the last few thousand years. Whoever made it probably knew it existed. The cavity is near the center of the pyramid. It's almost 100 feet long, but scientists don't know what it is or why it's there. The discovery is part of an international effort to look inside the pyramids without drilling any holes. To find out what's inside the cavity, researchers say they will design a robot to squeeze into the pyramid to explore this new space. Good luck, little robot. Don't get cursed. The iPhone X arrives in stores today for all you big spenders, and we've got a roundup of the reviews, which seem pretty positive. CNET praised the new $1,000 phone for being a great blend of handheld comfort and a big, gorgeous OLED screen. But the reviewer noted that the new interface and lack of a home button will take time getting used to. Meanwhile, Mashable said the new iPhone has exquisite design and materials, effective facial recognition, an amazing screen, and great cameras in front and in back. TechCrunch said, overall, using the iPhone X takes some time. It's a big change from a physical home button to a completely swipe-based interface, but it's fast, fluid, and a lot of fun once you get used to it. People say that about me a lot too. And Wired said, it feels genuinely new and different. Do you need it? No, at least not yet, but it's seriously cool. Good luck if you haven't pre-ordered one though. The estimated wait time for an iPhone X ordered on Apple's website today is 3 to 4 weeks. That does it for our daily news roundup. Be sure to let us know what you think about any of these stories down in the comments below. And for more daily news fixes from every corner of the internet, remember to like this video. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Be good to each other. Bye. That tid. The Xbox One X will receive an update to render natively at 40.
Allergies?
It's got sick. Lingering symptoms are just like, let's just stay. I'm like fully fine.